which of your characters would most likely burn the turkey? Hey everyone, welcome to the More Than Words podcast, where you can get happily ever after hours. I'm USA Today bestselling author Dakota Willink, author who's best known for writing dark billionaire romance. Today is our Thanksgiving special, and I'm very happy to be talking with my very good friend Diana Hicks for this episode in particular. And with her, there's actually a reason for that. Diana is part of a group of 10 authors that I'm in a group chat with. We talk to all the time. And I felt it was appropriate for me to have one of those authors on for this episode because I'm very thankful for them. A few years ago, I was at an author event, and I won't say what it was or what happened. I just know that I left the event feeling very like alone in the author world. I was second guessing my self-worth, and at that point in time, these wonderful group of ladies, they came into my life, and they really changed things a lot for me. I'm very, very grateful for them. Changed things in the sense that they gave me community again at a time when I really, really needed it. And Diana, she's part of that community. If you've seen some of my posts on social media, there's like you can find out who the rest of my ladies are, my author friends. But for today, I have her, and I'm very excited for you to meet her. Diana writes dark emotional romances where obsession, betrayal, and desire collide. Our books are kind of similar, so if you're familiar with my Stone Saga and you really like it, then you'll really like Diana. She's best known for the Empire trilogy. Her stories, they feature steamy billionaire drama, forbidden love, anti-heroes that are willing to burn the world down if they want to. When she's not crafting heart-pounding stories, she's sipping coffee, sweating out plot twists at yoga, and sharing angsty teasers on TikTok. But before I bring her in, I just want to remind everyone to hit the like button. It's very, very important because it feeds the algorithm and it allows people like you to find us easier. So now let's get to this. Hey, how are you?
Good, and you? How are you?
I'm good. I'd like to say that it's been a while since I talked to you, but I just talked to you earlier today.
I know.
When I was introducing you, I was giving everybody like a quick overview on, how we knew each other, and like that we're really good friends in our author group, and but I didn't actually go back to like where we met. So Diana and I, we met at RAM, which is an author
Mhm.
convention in 2022.
I
Yes,
think
it was.
so.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because the retreat was in 23, so it had to have been 22. It was whatever year the Houston Astros won the World Series. Yeah,
Yeah.
it was like complete chaos in the street.
Yeah.
I was like, there was all this cheering, people dancing on cars. I couldn't even, yeah, I couldn't sleep because it was like three
It
in the
was
morning and they
insane.
were still
Yeah.
partying. It was kind of funny. I remember going out in the streets to see what was going on with Jamie Davenport, and I do remember that. That was fun. Um, but yeah, so then I decided to host an author retreat a year later, and because we had hit it off so well, I invited Diana
Yeah.
and the whole lead up to that, and then just our group of our friends that, yeah, I'm super thankful for being being able to have like the group of us like we do, and just whether we want to bitch about what's happening in the world or talk about what's going on in the author world or book trends. Like, I don't know. It's a good group to have. It's nice community.
Yeah, we got lucky. It was we all like clicked immediately. Like that, like I think 2 hours like after I came in, we were taking pictures outside and having fun,
Yeah.
and it was just immediate. There was no like awkward moment
And
ever.
putting
Like
like 10 women in a house that had
that
never,
was risky.
I know, like that had never met each other. Well, some of us knew each other. Like you knew
I
Kat,
knew that.
and I knew you from Ram, but how well did I really know you? I didn't know you well.
Yeah,
I went more
that's
like
true.
on instinct. And
Yeah.
yeah, I really only knew Well, Patricia Eddy and Cassidy London, that was it. And everybody else kind of knew someone because you had your roommates and whatnot. I
We were
met
sharing
Gina.
bags.
Yeah, Gina Azzi was crazy, like probably the craziest because I spent the least amount of time with her before the retreat. I happened to
Yeah.
just be, my table was across from her at a book signing in Niagara Falls, and she was there with her husband Tony, and I was just watching the two of them, and there was something about like their vibe that I'm
They're
like, I
hilarious.
have to. I'm like, she needs to be at the retreat. It was literally instinct, and yeah, so I invited her, but not, I'd never even heard of Susan before when she had Susan be her roommate.
Okay.
So it really was like a risk putting 10 women in that house who didn't know each other.
But it worked.
It
Yeah.
worked. It did.
Uh,
It definitely worked out really well. Okay. So to get things going, I normally start things off with like something that you're loving and something that you're hating, but I'm going to change it up a little bit because it's Thanksgiving. So I mean, still the same. I want to hear something that you're loving, but then also something that you are thankful for instead of like,
oh, okay. I mean, that's an easy one. We just got done talking about it. Like this community, we have a great community that just came together. I don't know, like just going to the conferences and meeting people at the bar and then clicking and then kind of just keep that momentum going. I think I'm very thankful for that because it feels like it shouldn't work that way, and it does. Like I've made so many great friends just going to conferences, and it's people say this a lot that writing is a very lonely endeavor, and it's true, it is, and it's nice to have a group of people that are very supportive. So I'm grateful
husbands
for
even get
that.
along. We have the two Davids.
Oh yeah, like your David or my David?
Yeah, it's just that our husbands even get along. We have two Davids.
Yeah.
They were together when we did Rare Paris, and they were, oh gosh, there was a lot of alcohol drink that one night.
I know, but it became the thing like, your David or my David? And you're like, no, my David is Dave. Okay, because my David is David.
Oh, it's so funny. So is that the thing? So you're thankful for, or something that you're loving? So that's your thankful.
That's my thankful.
That's your thankful. So what is something that you're loving right now? It could be
Well, the
anything.
loving it is kind of like, that's the one I wrote down. I'm like, this is like the very boring thing to be loving right now, but the weather, like I love fall is my favorite season. It's just not, I live in Atlanta, so it's not sticky anymore. It's not crazy hot. The bugs went back to, hell or whatever, wherever they come from, those big bugs. I'm loving the weather right now. It's just crisp and very autumny.
For me, for what I usually love this time of year is and this is also might gonna sound crazy, is that I like the Thanksgiving prep work. Like the day before Thanksgiving, because I host Thanksgiving. So
Mhm.
the day before, my husband works retail, so it's going into Black Friday. So he's at work until like 1 o'clock in the morning, usually Wednesday night. And
Oh,
then both of my kids, they're for the time being, they're also working. They work at a grocery store part time, and usually they end up doing. So my husband, I don't really know what Kyle's going to be doing, but my son, he, because he's also a teacher, but he's still working at Wegmans part time.
mhm.
But they usually have to close up the store because they're getting ready for Thanksgiving. So I have the whole house to myself. It's quiet in the evening and I'm making the stuffing and I'm usually FaceTiming some friend or I have like music on something and it's a very like peaceful like time where I can just focus on making the stuffing. It's such like a thing for me. So like I love the prep work. Most people don't like to like do all that work going into
The
it.
time in the kitchen.
Yeah, but I actually love that part of it.
I love it too.
And then I'm thankful that my daughter can bake the pies because I can cook, but I can't bake to save
Oh,
it.
what does she make?
She actually makes my mother-in-law's apple pie recipe, and then
Ooh.
I have a really good pumpkin roll recipe that I have made. Like I can bake. I shouldn't say I can't bake. I
Wow.
can bake.
Right.
I just don't like to bake because baking you have to be very strict with the recipe. And I'm Italian, so I'm always just
You just measure with your heart.
it's a little bit of that. Like
Yeah.
nothing ever comes out the same. So yeah, that's why baking and I don't really get along. So I don't know. It's kind of nice that my daughter can do that pie because that's like such a big tradition for my husband is this special pie crust that my mother-in-law does with the she makes it with lard. Sounds gross, but it
Oh,
actually makes her pie
yeah.
crust really, really good. But she can't do it anymore. She has Parkinson's, and she's like in a nursing home. So Caitlin kind of took on that tradition, just like she
Oh,
took
that's good.
on my grandmother's. She does. My grandma used to make like the cuccidati, the fig Italian cookies, but now she can't do it anymore because she's in a home. So Caitlin took on that tradition as well. My daughter, so now she makes all the old Italian cookies. So
Oh, that's
the
very
old
cool.
recipes. So what about you? Do you have any like traditions that you do for Thanksgiving?
Well, we so I host, but I wouldn't call it like we host. I wouldn't call it hosting because it's just us, the four of us. I we have a I have a son and a daughter, and so it's just the four of us. And sometimes we invite friends over. I cook the entire like Thanksgiving meal, but it's really just for us. And sometimes friends show up. Sometimes I don't, but I like just being in the kitchen. Like for me, cooking. As soon as we start making the turkey, it'll like I have my glass of wine, and yes, we are drinking. You know, if I start cooking at noon and we're not eating until 8, we are drinking wine that entire time.
Yep. Yep. Sounds about
And
right.
my son is not into he cooks for himself, but he's not like big on just getting in the kitchen and helping out. But my daughter is. She's 16, and she does the baking. She'll do the cranberry sauce, and so
Mhm.
that I think it's a great. I mean, it's got like the bad history behind it, but it's always a good idea. Or like I like the excuse of just being able to get together with friends and family
Yes,
and
I
cook.
know. I know. It really it is. It's a nice.
Yeah.
It's my favorite dinner, so I think that's why I like it too. I can't say, I mean, the size of our Thanksgiving, it can vary. I have a dining room table that will extend
I've
out
seen your
really big.
table. You're
Yeah,
like
it can go really big. Oh, you've seen the pictures. It
I've
depends
seen
on how
the
many
pictures.
people.
Like that's really hosting.
Yeah, like it is. Like I mean, it goes all like it goes through like two rooms. Sometimes I have to extend it because if my sister's in town from Florida or if my brother's in town from
Mhm.
Arizona, then like I mean, they all have like their kids. We have to set a, I think one year we had to do a kids table in the kitchen because we'll have anywhere from the smallest Thanksgiving I think I ever had was 12 people. The biggest was
Oh
24.
wow.
And 24 was we had to have two turkeys that year because my mom cooked one at home and brought it to my house because
Mm.
I wasn't gonna have enough turkey. That was a little crazy, but it actually works out well to do the two turkeys when my sister's in town because she has to be gluten free. She has celiac, so we do a gluten-free stuffing for her in the
Mm.
turkey that my mom cooks, and then she can actually have like a proper stuffing because like without having any sort of cross
The proper.
contamination. Yeah, like it's a thing. She gets like really sick if she gets gluten. So yeah. So anyway, so Thanksgiving is always I don't know what it's going to be like this year, to be honest with you. I don't know because now with the I don't know with the two grandmas and the nursing home and
Oh, that's rough.
it's
Yeah.
just been it's just been like a lot. It'll be interesting to see how things work out. But
Mhm.
anyways, so on to bookish things.
Okay.
Holidays, they're usually a really big time for romance books. Everybody says if you are not releasing a Christmas book, Christmas themed book, don't release at all. Wait till after
Hmm.
Christmas because there's so
Yeah.
many books that are coming out at Christmas. How do you lean into that like festive story or do you just avoid it altogether?
Well, so Christmas is my favorite holiday. I just, just any time I have just family coming together and friends and just cooking and drinking and all those things. That's my favorite thing. So I love Christmas. And I've always wanted to write a Christmas series, like just have one book per month. That was the initial plan to do one book a month and they were all going to be Christmas books. I, it hasn't happened yet.
That's a
So,
lot of writing
so I'm
though.
not
One
leaning
book a
into it
month.
that well.
Yeah.
But I did manage to write a Christmas book last year, and then this year I'm gonna write book two in that series. And because you're right, if I've released books around November before, and they do absolutely nothing because people are looking for the Christmas books, and I am too. As soon as Halloween is over, I'm gonna start reading Christmas books because it's
Good.
what I enjoy. So it makes sense that other people will do it too. So this,
You have a Christmas book that's coming out soon, right?
yeah, December, yeah, because
December.
I'm still writing it. This year is just going by so fast. Like I can't believe we're like at the end of October or
Yeah.
November now. Yeah. Uh, but so I'm still writing it. The plan is to release it December 6th. But that's my second Christmas book ever. And it's a lot of fun to write
You're
because it's
you said you're having a big launch party at a local bookstore. What is the bookstore? Just for the people who are in the Atlanta area.
oh yeah, it's Virginia Highlands Books,
Mhm.
Virginia Highland Books. And it's just like a half a mile from my house, and it's a huge bookstore. And they have a, a romance section that could be bigger, but they are yeah
I
they're
feel like that's
hosting
the
us.
story all the time it's very
Yeah, but
frustrating walking in a
yeah
bookstore
they're very good
sometimes.
about they're very good about hosting local authors.
Mhm.
So I'll be there December 7th, that Sunday, whatever that.
Yeah, that's what you said, December 7th. Mhm.
Yeah, the Sunday. And we're gonna launch that book two in the series.
That sounds like
And
fun.
yeah,
What
yeah,
what
it'll
is
be
the book
fun.
about? Is this like the start of the series I think you said
This
that,
is
right?
book two.
Oh, book
This
two.
is book
Okay.
two. So it's and they're all standalones because I used to do this duet thing in a series and that was just insanity. So now they're all standalones. And it's
You're
book
talking to a girl that
two.
writes trilogies. It's a monster to take on like
Yeah,
one continuing story. I get
especially
it.
if
I
you
get it.
start expanding the world and now you have like all these couples that kind of know each other and there's like three books. It's just really hard to explain it to readers that are not familiar with your work. But so this one is I'm doing all the so it's Hallmark. The way I'm pitching it is it's like a Hallmark movie but with sex. Like a
More
lot
than
of
two
it.
kisses? More than two kisses?
More than yeah, there was a time when I was trying to write for Hallmark, and they had like they sent me this list of what they needed to what the books needed to have, and they the only thing they allowed was one kiss, and it needed to be at the end.
Yeah,
But hand holding was okay. It's like
do you
what?
remember Gina talking about that? So, yeah, so Gina Azzi, one of the authors in our group, she did I don't remember the name of the actual
The movie that
I
she
don't remember
did.
the actual book, what the book was based on, but she was a Hallmark movie and it was the Scottish Love Scheme is what it was
Yeah,
called.
yeah,
It was
yeah.
really cute.
It was really cute. We all got together and
Yes,
watched it. Had a
we all
viewing
got together. We were
party.
all watching it and texting
Yeah.
each other as we were watching it. And like when it premiered, but she was talking about that, the two kisses, because she ended up getting three. Because when she got it, she's like, oh my gosh,
That's
they added a third kiss. She couldn't believe
That's
it.
like three peppers for Hallmark standards.
Oh, that's a lot of chili peppers for Hallmark. Yep.
But I remember laughing. I'm like, I can't do this. Like I tried. I'm like, no, that's not gonna happen. So and I never even submitted the manuscript, but I still wanted to. That's when I got the idea that I need to write a Christmas series. So this one is all the Hallmark themes, but obviously with three peppers, three spicy peppers or chili peppers, whatever they call them. And is so obviously we're the book one, they're trying to save Christmas. Book two, they're trying to save the Christmas tree farm. And it's all in the same small town. And because I write billionaires, dark billionaires, I had to have like my billionaires, the founders of the town. Their kids are there. So yeah.
So you still have your billionaire theme in there. Got it. Got it.
Yeah, yeah. So it's kind of like the townies and the billionaires get together over Christmas, basically.
Well, going back to what you said, how you had like got the list from Hallmark and what you had to do. Have you thought about writing like what you want to do in screenplay format and pitching that? I don't know how to write screenplays, but some
I
people
don't know how to
do
do
it.
that.
Yeah.
I have so like I have a lot of time to write, but in terms of like actually sitting down to write, that doesn't happen for long periods of time in any given day. That would be stretching my brain too much to try and do a movie. And um, yeah, no, I'm not pursuing that just yet. I need to like stick to what's working for now.
Well, and for me, I write so detailed that I don't
Yeah.
think I would. and you do too. So like I don't think I would actually be able to do it because you're
It's
missing all the
hard.
details. You're basically
Yeah.
saying like it's just dialogue and then
They're in the kitchen
or in the
or,
kitchen. Like,
know,
yeah, like
they're looking
something
at each
like
other
it's
and that's
so
it.
it and I don't I remember trying to read a screenplay one time and I it was like, what? Like this is I couldn't even read it. It was it couldn't keep my interest. I couldn't
Yeah.
because I need to have a picture painted for me. It was interesting. Yeah. So I was just wondering if you actually ever tried to do it like that way. So
That's pretty interesting that, or pretty cool that Gina can do both. Like she'll write a book and then she went and wrote a movie. Like that's
well, I think
impressive.
she pitched the book is what they did, and then they
Um,
did an adaptation of her book. But now
oh,
she's
I thought
actually
she wrote it. I thought she
no
wrote the
now
movie
no she
script.
is writing screenplays now,
Oh, all right. Okay.
and she's shopping them, I believe. But I don't think
Mhm.
she's well, she was. I don't know. Right now, she's very focused on her Valencia
Mhm.
soccer team because now she's living the life in Spain. Must be nice.
Like
Like,
I and actually when I met her, she's like, "Hi, I'm Gina," blah, blah, and then 5 minutes into the conversation, and we're moving to Spain. I'm like, "What? Just like
yeah.
that? Like
I just had
people
all
do
like
that?"
these little kids. Yeah, and it was so nuts. Like she's like, "Yeah, we're moving to Spain. Oh, and I have a movie. Oh, and here's these thing, these digital books. You can trade them on the blockchain." I was like, "Who is this person? I like like what's going on?"
I know she was just like giving us piece like little nuggets
Oh,
along like throughout
so
the weekend.
funny.
That was pretty funny.
That was so funny.
Yeah.
So okay, so I do have a whole bunch of like reader questions that were submitted, and some of them are actually pretty good ones. Which I was happy to hear. So I think because I had notated that you were like the Thanksgiving episode, I have a few people actually like themed their question. But before we continue on with the reader questions, I just want to remind everybody to like button and subscribe, because it does help the algorithm and boosting our helps the algorithm boost our visibility. So, that said, I have a question from Lillian from Schenectady, New York. What are your favorite romance tropes to read and write this time of year?
Oh, I love this question. Uh, I'm very like trope oriented. I as a reader, I'm a huge reader, obviously. You know, all writers are. I gravitate to like very specific tropes. So, like I said earlier, like after Halloween, I'm going to start reading all the Christmas books, all of them. And it doesn't matter what they're doing. I might stay within the tropes that I like, but if it's a Christmas book, I'll grab it. But for now, what I tend to read is kind of like on the darker side. But my go-to tropes that I'm always looking for is enemies to lovers and sunshine versus grumpy. Like the sunshine versus grumpy is just like all the yumminess to me. Like I just love seeing like a hero that can't, like it's just brooding all the time, and she's just all bubbly, and he's just cannot help but be attracted to that. So those are my two favorites.
For me, I am such a mood reader, and it really doesn't matter like what time of year it is. It depends on what I'm reading, depends on what I'm actually doing with work. So if I'm writing, like right now, I'm like in the throes of like writing Take Me Darkly. So I'm trying to get that done. I'm not reading, well, I'm an audiobook listener. I'm so listening. I'm not listening to any romance books at all. And that's because they get in my head and then they screw up my stories and character personalities. It's weird. So I'll have to do like a lot of like nonfiction. I do or nonfiction meaning
Mhm.
like usually it's like autobiographies and things like that. Not like, I can't do like boring, dry nonfiction. In fact, I think I just downloaded Michael J. Fox came out with a new book because everybody knows Michael J. Fox is Parkinson's. Well, now that's something
Mhm.
that like is impacts me because of my mother-in-law. So it's always interesting to hear his perspective and what he's doing. Um, so yeah, so right now that's my current that's what I'm doing right now is Michael J. Fox, but no romance. And again, writing what I like to write this time of year is always just what is my deadline telling me I have to write. I mean, I actually did outline as much as I can outline because I'm a pantser.
Mhm.
I loosely outlined a Christmas novel for the Stone Saga, and I was going to do that, but time constraints, like with family obligations and things like that, I just couldn't. I'm like, I can't do this and get my other like full length novel done at the same time. So I put it on the back burner. So sorry, but yeah, maybe next
Yeah,
year I'll get to it.
I have like three books that are kind of in the pipeline of like I'm gonna get to you next.
I don't.
There's not enough hours in the day to be
Well, it's like
writing.
us, because we even talked about doing a co-write for a little while
Oh,
there.
that's yeah. It was gonna be after I finished writing the trilogy that I'm writing,
Me
and
too.
I'm
Yeah.
still halfway through book two.
Yeah, so that's I'm
And
like
I
halfway
like
through book two of my trilogy. Yep. And that's so I'm like, oh yeah, we could maybe like next year when we're done with our stuff. And we never and it just never got talked about again because
it's been two
I'm like,
years.
I can't bring it up because it's pressure. It means I like it's
Yeah,
too much
I don't
pressure to
need that
do more
pressure. Yeah,
things.
but I put that book like it's halfway done and it's very dark. I just couldn't do it anymore. And I'm like, okay, I'm gonna take a break from it and I'm gonna write a Christmas book. So that's why I'm writing
Oh, very
book
dark
two. It's
how.
kind of like to a palate cleanser of sorts. So I'm gonna do that and then I'll go back and finish the trilogy.
Now I'm interested that because I'm like it's such a dark romance girly. Like I love reading that. So like how like darker than your other stuff?
Yeah, this is darker than my last series. Yeah.
Oh,
And it's also
interesting.
longer, which is why I wanted to give myself like a lot of words to say what I had to say. So this book is so book one is like close to 600 pages. So for book two, it needs to be kind of in the same range.
Mhm.
So I'm giving myself 150,000 words to write it, and then
That's
there's
a
gonna be a book
long
three.
book.
It's a lot, but it also when you're writing really dark, you have to really dig in and because if you don't, then everything feels very like like you just went through the trauma for sake of trauma. But if you give yourself the space to write about it, then you kind of dig deep and kind of hash things out. And
I wish
I've
I
been
had
enjoying that. But the
that
digging
actually.
in,
Yeah,
it's
that makes so
just
much sense because
yeah.
the Sound of Silence ended up being it was like 110,000 words.
Hmm.
I could have easily wrote another 10, 15,000 words in that book, but I thought I'm like this is too long. It's getting to be too
Hmm.
long for the readers and I always feel like I rushed the like I
Hmm.
can't say I rushed it. The story was told until I got to like the very very end when I gave her happily ever after. I could have continued that much further to make it a little more fulfilling, but I also could have ended it where I ended it. I think the story like it was fine, it was done, but I wished like in hindsight I wish I had extended it, but I was so worried about that length. I don't know, maybe I'll go back and like write like a novella or something.
Yeah, that's where I was. Like the series the Ruthless Billionaire series that I have, those books are shorter, like 60,000, which is like 250 pages
Mhm.
per book. And every time I finished the duet for the one couple, I was left with this feeling that I had more to say and I had to cut it short to, keep it marketable.
Mhm.
And so that kind of stuck with me. So for this next trilogy, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna just take my shoes off and write whatever I want to write. And if it's 600 pages, so be it. And then it turned out to be 600 pages. But I finished and I felt really good about what the whole story and really good about moving into book two and eventually hopefully I'll get to book three. But it was the right thing to do for that book. Is it expensive to print? Yes.
Yeah.
Am I making less money on the paperbacks? Yes. Because even though it's bigger, you can't charge more than the 16.99. It doesn't feel right.
Mhm.
So I'm making less money there, and with the ebook, it's also more money to put it out there. Like
The delivery
the
fee.
delivery fee. But it's like it is what it is. It's a story I wanted to tell, and I just needed to get it out of my system. But now it's I went like I went so hard with it that I needed a break from it. so
Yeah.
so that's why I switched over to the Christmas. But now that I started writing the Christmas book, I feel it in the back of my head. It's like the characters are there, and I want to get back to it. So I'm feeling better about the dark stuff. I'm ready to get dark again.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's good. That's good. So you get like you needed that, like you said, the palate cleanser. And
Mhm. Yeah.
yeah, I feel like you can only write like so much of that without I don't know, even like reading it. So like I always
Mhm.
like tell people like when they're done reading like, the Stone Saga, the natural order of things is to go through and read The Sound of Silence. And then I'm like, okay, now here's Fade into You. This is your palate cleanser after just reading like nonstop, like dark.
Yeah.
Because even though it has like suspense, it's not dark at all. It's way more contemporary. Yeah, it is. It's so light for me in comparison to like how heavy I usually write. So
Yeah.
all right, so now we have Amy from Edmonton, Alberta, Canada. I love Canada. I have so many events coming up in Canada and like in the next year. It's great. I can drive to them all.
Oh,
Uh,
I've never been to Canada.
you haven't?
It seems wrong. Like
It's like my neighbor. They're only like
yeah, you're
15
like
minutes from
across
me.
the border. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like so close. Anyways, Amy from Edmonton would like to know, how do you come up with fresh ideas?
Usually songs get me. Um,
Another author with the music.
yeah, yeah, that's everybody's answer.
No, actually, I didn't know that. I didn't know that like so many authors do that. I'm like that. And so like LJ Evans, all of her books are written based on songs. So it's just interesting to hear you say that too, because
Sometimes it's
I don't know
just
your process. Yeah.
yeah, no, and sometimes it's just like the one line in the song that just kind of all of a sudden there's the couple in my head and they're having a whole love story, and every time I hear that song, like it just more of it keeps coming up. So yeah, songs. I
Yeah.
listen to a lot of music too.
Yeah, I don't really know like how I come up with ideas. Like it's always really random.
Mhm.
I know I've told this story before many times, like in Instagram lives and stuff that I've done, but like Take Me Under, I was reading some CNN article about Cleopatra and her grave, like, and all of a sudden I was like, oh, and I ended up like coming up with this whole story, like that has really nothing to do with Cleopatra. It kind of does. There's like a little subplot going on the side, but not
Yeah.
really. Like I just took off, like, I don't know, into this whole thing. Um, but yeah, it is. It's like it's everyday random things. Even things
Sometimes.
that are going on in like the world will trigger
Mhm.
like the Fade Into You books. Like I wrote that in 2018, like really fast actually. I wrote the first two books. It was a duet. I published two books like 2 months apart. Like, and I don't like that's how fast I was writing those. And I'm not a fast writer, but I just had this like story I had to get out. So yeah. But yeah, so that was that one. Let's see. This is a funny one. And because I had an answer like instantly, like right in my head when I read it. Which of your characters would most likely burn the turkey?
Ah, that's a good one. I want to say, oh, that's funny because okay, here's my answer. The and oh my gosh, because
You can
I'm
have more than
still
one. Tell me about more than one if you have them. Yeah.
well, it's funny because the book that I'm writing right now, I would say that she would definitely burn it because she manages the Christmas tree farm, so she's not like into cooking. And I kind of outlined some scenes where she's like a mess in the kitchen, and that's where he kind of helps her out a little bit, which is kind of the opposite because he's more of the billionaire that
Mhm.
you would assume he doesn't do that kind of thing. And she's more homey, but she can't cook. So, and I thought that would be cute for her to do that.
Yeah.
And I have to look up her name because I her name has changed so many times.
Oh no.
Because when you plot a book 2 years ahead, like if people start like names to become a different thing or have a different meaning. Um, what is her name right now? Briar. Okay, I went back to Briar.
You went back to prior. I've done that though. Like when I first started writing Trust Fall, Serena's name was something completely different. And then because I started plotting this book, like, oh God, it was like 4 or 5 years ago. It was a long time ago I started plotting this or like thinking of this book, this story, and jotting all the stuff down. And then my sister named her daughter that, like the name of like the
Oh, yeah.
character. I'm like, well, I can't name her that. Like, so there goes Sophia. So now she's Serena.
Serena.
I
I
did
love it.
Serena instead of Sophia.
I think what happened, like the name, I had her, so I did the outline for this book, and then I wrote the Cocky book that I'm re-releasing this year again, and they had the same names, like the so I because I wrote that book so fast, I just borrowed like the characters' names from this book that I didn't think I was gonna be writing, so I had to come back and redo it, and it's yeah, that's.
For me, the character that would most likely burn the turkey is actually a side character. Allison Ramsey, who's Christina Cole from the Stone Saga, is her best friend. And she is such a developed side character that readers have been asking um, for me to give her her own books. And yeah, that's coming next. I haven't told anybody, but yeah, but that is after this trilogy is done, Allison and Mateo are getting their story. That's actually the first time I
I
said
remember
it out
her.
loud. I guess I'm committed to it now.
Yeah.
Like, I guess I'm really committed. It's actually being pitched right now to trad publishers. So if nobody picks it up, I'm just going to publish it individually.
Oh, that's why I remember that. I read a little bit of that.
Oh yeah, because
I'm
you
like,
read
wait, I
the
know her. Like, yeah,
yeah,
you
because you
spent
read the
some
first three
chapters.
chapters of
Yeah,
that. Yep, that's right. And that actually, I think from what you read, it was revised like five more times after that
yeah.
before it went to publishers. So yeah, so that is in the works, but I'm not talking about that anymore. I have to I can't focus on that, even though you want to talk
I
about
was
like
keeping your secret.
seriously a story that like when you have like the characters in your head they're talking to, those characters are always talking to me and they're getting in the way of what I have to write right now. So
Yeah.
it's rather annoying actually. So
What are you writing right now? Book two
book
and
two in the Trust Fall
the
trilogy. So
business file.
it's
Okay.
Take Me Under, or Take Me Under is the first one. Take Me Darkly is the second one
Mhm.
in that trilogy. And this one is actually going to be probably the darkest book I've ever written. Especially it's because of her headspace. Her headspace is just she's just not like in a good place after the way I ended Take Me Under. So yeah, so that's been a challenge. Like to not a challenge, but my writing time I feel like is a little bit shorter because I get like mentally exhausted quicker, if
Yeah,
that makes
yeah.
sense. Yeah.
Because you're digging deep,
Mhm.
you're
Mhm.
like something dark is happening and you're like, no, I gotta explain that a little better. There's more there. And then you just dig a little deeper and it just I think I don't know, I wouldn't say that when you're writing dark that you leave some of your own traumas there, but you gotta, dig
Oh
from
no, I think we
somewhere.
do. I think we do. I definitely think
Yeah.
we do. I always say that like The Sound of Silence was therapy for me because it was
Yeah.
like, I felt like so much just like came out like on the pages that just needed to come out and
Mhm.
you have to pull from personal experiences, I think. At least to get it right. I don't know. I'm not good at imagining like those
The
like
imagining someone's pain, you
yeah,
gotta
like
feel
I
it.
don't,
Yeah.
I mean I can
Yeah.
say like what I mean and I do this with everything and with all of my characters when I'm writing something I say how would I feel in this moment? And then to try to make their reactions like a little more realistic. But sometimes like you said you have to dig deep to get like that really visceral, you know, reaction to things. So
Yeah.
Um, okay, so I've got Molly from Wichita Falls, Texas. She says, this is a funny one. Have you ever killed off or almost killed off a character and instantly regretted it? I can honestly say
Uh,
I've never regretted it, but because usually, when they say like you have to like that saying like don't or be nice to an author or else they'll kill you in a book or something.
yeah.
Yeah, that's literally me. Like if somebody died in my one of my books, it's because it was somebody like somebody that was like mean to me in real life. Like,
I usually just beat them up. Like I
you
feel
just
like
beat 'em up,
that's a better release for me than just see them die.
beating
I
them
like that
bloody.
to just beat them up. But regretting in terms of plot though, I I don't. So in the series the trilogy that I will be writing again after this Christmas book, um, in the first book, Empire of Ache and Ruin, there is a character that dies because it just made sense. Like she had to die,
Mhm.
and she dies maybe like halfway through the book, and the rest of the book I spent like just trying to work the plot so that I could bring her back, like surprise, she's not dead.
Yeah.
And I couldn't, like I didn't want her to die, and so there was just like that regret that she needed to be part of the plot. But then it just I kind of kept going back to, no, she needs to die, she's dead for real. I think that hurt
That's
me more.
so
It's like, I
funny.
can't believe she's dead for real.
We when I was writing Fade into You, so that was supposed to be my lighter books, and they are sort of, but there's I was going along, and then I'm like, what am I doing with this character, with this guy that I just didn't like him. He's like kind of like the villain and like the whole story. And I just didn't know what to do with him. So I'm like, I'm just gonna kill him because it was easier. Like so
Yeah.
he was just gone.
Like, I don't have time for punishment. They're just gonna
Yeah.
die.
If I don't know what to do with somebody, there's either a tragic car accident, a fire. Um,
Yeah. They kill themselves. I had a character who was like, this character is so hateful. Of course he has to die, but I don't even have the will anymore to write the pages for this person or this character. And I'm like, okay, off the page. He committed suicide.
oh no,
Yeah.
jeez.
Like he was a terrible person. Like he needed to die in some
He
way.
needed to go in some way.
Yeah. I figured that was like just sad for him. I don't know. Just kind of show, I guess I was trying to show that maybe he had some regrets. I don't know.
This is
It was a
this is in
lazy writing.
Empire. That's for Empire of Ache and Ruin, that book.
No, this one happened in uh, Wings of Ruin.
Mhm.
I keep using the word ruin in my titles. I need to stop. But
Yeah.
Wings of Ruin, or actually, it's in Wings of Silence is when he dies. But
Okay.
he's just like the worst. So
He's just the worst. He's
yeah,
terrible.
I guess I was lazy writing.
No, I don't think it's lazy. I think it's like you have to, I don't know, we have to like, I like everything to be tied off in a nice, tidy.
Yeah, he
I
needed
don't
to.
like having like loose ends out there.
Yeah.
Um,
And
so
I was running out of pages because I was trying to keep those books to a certain length. So it's like, okay, that's gonna be off the page.
it ended up being like long anyways.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, I feel like we've talked about these characters like a lot on this episode here, so it's actually appropriate the books that we decided to do for a giveaway. Um, Diana's giving away a signed copy of Empire, Ache and Ruin, and I'm going to do a signed paperback of Take Me Under. So that's the first book in the Trust Falls trilogy.
Mhm.
The giveaway link to enter that giveaway is in the episode descriptions on YouTube, so you can find that down there. Diana, is there anything else that you want to share, like while we're like on, anything you want to tell people?
Just something I get off my chest. I no.
Just anything. No, I mean, even things like you have coming up, like what book events are you doing next year? Like, things like that. Just
Oh,
anything else you want to tell people.
I I don't. I actually there is a book sign. I don't do a lot of book signings because they just emotionally drain me physically and emotionally. Like it takes me a long time to recover. I have a lot of fun because I get to see you guys and I get to meet new readers. But they're just very taxing on me, so
Yeah.
I don't do a lot of those. So I think so next year I am doing two signings, one in Rome. No, not Rome, Florence in Italy. I'm doing rare.
Mhm.
And the second one I'm doing here in Georgia. So anybody that's local, I'll be doing the oh, I forget the name of it. But it's in Columbus, Georgia. So it's like a hour drive from my house. So those are the only two.
Those are the only two. Yeah, that's fine. I mean, I feel like every author I've been talking to, like since I started this, everyone's scaling back on events because of like just the physical exhaustion that comes with
Mhm.
them, the expense. There's like everybody's got, like a list of reasons. But everyone's almost always the same. So, all right. So before we go, tell me your unpopular opinion.
Okay. I have two.
Okay.
One is book related and the other one is Thanksgiving related.
Okay.
So I'll go with the Thanksgiving one first. Oh, I wrote them too. Okay, I'll do the. I do not like. I don't. I don't like confrontations at all. So this feels like it's too much for me to even say out
Oh,
loud.
wow. So I'm
But
like taking you right out of your comfort zone. All right.
yeah,
Let's
this is outside of my comfort zone because I'm a very peaceful person. I don't care for cranberry sauce in a can.
no.
I, I don't think that should exist. And I know that people live by it. They need to have that can shaped cranberry
It's
sauce
so weird
at their
though.
table.
Like it really is
And to
though.
me, it's like, no, why? Why is this?
No, I mean, like I don't like hate it. I like the taste, but
I hate the taste
it's
too.
so
I think it tastes
weird.
like
Like it is.
metal.
It's like just it comes out like with the rings, just like I have a shit. I should have pulled it out. I actually have, like those mud pie dishes. Have you ever seen them? Like I know you have because you've seen my Thanksgiving table. So all my Thanksgiving table has all these mud pie dishes. If you don't know what mud pie is, you go look it up. They're basically bowls with words, and they all have like
Oh, okay, yeah, I
funny
remember.
sayings on them and whatever. And my cranberry dish, it actually says canberry, and it's like the bowl is like
The shape of a
it's
can.
the shape of a like a cranberry can, like a half a cranberry can. It's like, anyways, it was kind of funny you're talking about that. I'll have to send you a picture of my
It just needed to be said.
when I'm setting my table. I will send you a picture. I'll be like thinking of you. No, me is like then you can tell your book thing in just a second. Mine is the musical holiday decorations outside. So it doesn't matter if it's before Thanksgiving. My
Right, right, right.
entire neighborhood is already decorated all out for Thanksgiving for Christmas, usually like weeks before Thanksgiving. And I decorate like crazy. I have 6 Christmas trees. We have all the lights outside, but we've got these neighbors, and I hope to God they never watch this. They put out these inflatable things that play these terrible sounding Christmas carols, and you could hear it through the walls of my house, and it goes on all day, every day. Like it's very annoying. So yeah, I do not like my unpopular opinion is that I don't like musical Christmas decorations.
The inflatable
The
kind.
inflatable kind. There's Snoopy swaying around like this. It's like
I, 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 I'm gonna have to agree with that one. Yeah.
all right, so what's your unpopular opinion about books?
Um,
Because you had a book thing you
I,
said.
and I do this a lot, so I know that people hate this, but I love cliffhangers in my books.
Yeah.
If there's gonna be a second book, there's gonna be a cliffhanger in the first book. Like I have to, and I just love it. I love the leaving it like just like obviously they're happy, but then there's like the one thing that might go wrong, and then it's like a little pitch on what's gonna happen in book two. People get offended by those, but I'm like, I don't get it. Like I'm just giving you like a little hint of what's
I'm with
gonna
you.
happen.
I'm a cliffhanger person. Like I don't mind them as long as and the reason why I don't mind them, it means because there's more story. I'm not like
Yeah,
I mean, I'll read a standalone, but I like a big long series with the same couple. I can just continue on their story, and I think that's why I write that way too.
I'm
It's
the same
hard
way.
to
Yeah.
write like that, but it's what I want as a reader. I want more. I always want more. Because if not, then I end up with like these terrible book hangovers, and I think book hangovers are worse than cliffhangers. Yeah.
100%. I agree with that. Oh, you know what? Next time somebody says to me like, "Oh, you have to do a cliffhanger," I'm gonna use that line.
You're like, oh, guess what? It's better than a book
Book
hangover.
hangovers are worse than the cliffhangers.
Yeah.
Okay, I did you a favor.
That is a good way to
I'm
do
doing
it.
this for you.
All right. That's a good idea. All right, so I'm going to wrap things up here. I just want to thank you for joining me for this Pie and Prose Thanksgiving special. Listeners, thank you so much for being a part of the romance community. You can find links for me and Diana in the YouTube description if you haven't already checked that out. You could do so there. And the giveaway again is also in there. And also, if you haven't, be sure to like and subscribe. Your support means the world to us because without you, I wouldn't be here. Diana wouldn't be here. We need our readers so that we can do what we do. So that said, I'm sorry, go ahead, Diana.
No, I was just agreeing with you. I said, yeah,
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, really, I mean, if we didn't have readers, or what would we be doing, right? Uh,
exactly.
so that said, this is a wrap. Until I see you next week on the More Than Words podcast, I just want to wish everyone a very happy Thanksgiving.
Yeah. Happy Thanksgiving.
Bye.
Bye.
Hey everyone, thank you for tuning into the More Than Words podcast. If you enjoyed this episode, please hit the like button and consider sharing it with your friends so more people can find us. The more people we have listening, the more fun we can have on our shows. And most of all, I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart for supporting authors everywhere. Thanks and happy reading.